Coming up next on City Corner, we learn about the connection between soccer and literacy with America's Scores. Please stay tuned. Welcome to City Corner. I'm your host, Melanie Adams. Today, we're excited to talk with America's Scores St. Louis. And joining me is their Executive Director, John Suggs. Thank you for being here.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Well, first of all, tell us a little bit about America's Scores. What is it?
Well, America's Scores is a unique combination of soccer, literacy through poetry, and service learning, all mixed together. That promotes healthy living, community engagement for our kids, and just all around healthy lifestyles for our kids. The soccer component teaches sort of the teamwork character. You know, we're not trying to get any professional soccer players to move on, but the reason why we chose soccer is the sport that you don't have to be the fastest in, you don't have to be the tallest, and you can learn teamwork, character building. And then you take it inside the classrooms and learn about sort of self-expression through poetry. And that's what our kids do. And they're taught to give back to the community, essentially that is given to them through good citizenship and social responsibility, through community programs, whether or not it be a neighborhood cleanup or a recycling project happening in one of the local schools. So all of that comprised together is what makes America's Scores what it is, a national affiliate in about 12 different cities. In St. Louis is one of the long-standing ones, 8 years.
Can you talk a little bit about the founding of the national model? I know the story was just really interesting.
Yeah, well, what I found out, similar to Kip, it was an individual, a coach who was passionate about having something to do for her kids after school, and there was nothing to do. And she's working at Starbucks trying to make some extra money to buy equipment, soccer balls, and her manager's like, what in the world are you doing here, as if you don't have enough to do? And she pitches sort of this project. And unbeknownst to her, that manager then takes it to his manager, and that manager takes it to senior management. And they thought it was such a great concept, and within a year, all these affiliates start. And across the country. And I'm telling you, even locally in St. Louis, our chapter came about with different board members seeing the program in action on business in different cities, all stopping by and saying, what program is this? We need it in St. Louis. And they all called the national office, and national said, okay, we got 4 different people calling, get it in St. Louis. And the former executive director, who's the founding executive director, Serena Muhammad, did a great job in anchoring the agency to where it is today.
And what is the grade level? That was the one thing.
It's all elementary school.
Okay, so first grade through 5th?
Yep, all elementary school with the promise of moving on, continuing through middle school, and obviously tracking these kids through college or high school rather.
Right. And I think it's great that the reason why you picked soccer was it was something that could kind of be a learned skill, and like you said, you didn't have to be tall, you didn't have to be fast. You're hopefully just going in the right direction with the ball.
Absolutely, right.
Which can be a problem.
Yeah, it's that way.
Right.
But you know, soccer is really taken off around the country. It's taken off even here, United States, and also in St. Louis. However, unfortunately, it's underrepresented in some of our urban schools.
Right.
And being able to give kids that unique experience, and it's the hook, right? Soccer's the hook, but giving them that unique experience the same way they would be at a basketball team or baseball team, where they can be a part of a team. Right. That is the thing that I think really attracts a lot of kids, parents, and community partners to what we do at Scores.
Right. And I think the other thing we talked a little bit about is, unfortunately, when you look at school budgets and being cut, the 2 things they cut are art and physical education.
Absolutely. When you look at the stats, I think it was something like 30% of kids in the state of Missouri experience less than an hour of physical education a week.
Oh my God.
And so when you look at what Scores provides, being able to come into a school, coming into a classroom to do the poetry, but also to get our kids 5 days a week,
Right.
2 hours of running up and down the soccer field, it really helps with that healthy lifestyle, healthy living component that we're trying to push, almost similar to the White House First Lady's Let's Move initiative.
Yes.
You know, and so that's really what we're taking a page out of, and really hoping that it catches on to more schools, more districts, and even some of the charter schools in the city.
Well, now, since you mentioned the First Lady's program, I think a few of your students had an opportunity to visit the White House.
We did. Our St. Louis has done incredible work surrounding healthy lifestyles, and had gained the attention of the First Lady and LA Galaxy soccer team and a couple of different affiliates. And last year, our kids standing there outspoken with the First Lady, telling her how they're going to be the next this or the next that. And but it was certainly an experience, from what I can tell and hear, that those kids will never forget.
Right. Well, it's interesting on your blog. There's such a great description of it, because I think they said the adults in the room were so used to seeing the president and the first lady, because
Yes.
it's the press corps type, so they're not
Yes.
amazed, and they were shocked that the kids were so excited and they were clapping and screaming and jumping up. And
Listen, they were asking questions about healthcare. They were, I mean, they were
You
well
probably
informed.
thought he was going to have an easy audience, and then he gets
And they were asking
healthcare.
for Bo, the dog, too. So they knew the gamut of where they were. But more importantly, I think they represented the city well.
Good.
And they represented what the city and the program America Scores stands for. And I think going forward, we want our kids to be represented in City Hall, Jeff City. We want them to be represented at the White House again, because that's the impact that the program has.
Now, just say I'm a third grader, I'm involved in the program. Tell me a little bit about what the experience would be. I get out of school and I show up with you, so what do I do?
Yeah, well, the first thing you're going to do is head to the gym, depending on what day the program is actually in operation.
Okay.
And you're going to see a familiar face. America Scores actually hires the teacher as coaches after the end of the academic day. So that student would then go to the gym and say hi to Miss Jackson or Mr. Miller or whoever, and then work on drills. Whether or not it's a dribbling drill or whether or not it's a soccer technique, normally in the gymnasium, or if the weather's nice outside. But the correlation between the drill and having a leadership lesson, character development lesson, a teamwork lesson is all combined on that day. If it's an alternative day, you would leave the academic day and go to your writing coach and take out your journal, and maybe the question of the day is, what inspires you to greatness? What inspires you to achieve? What inspires you to be your very best? And so those are the things that comprise of the program. Then at the end of the week on Friday, we take the kids from all of the schools represented, go to Forest Park, and we hire referees, our coaches come out, and they actually get to compete. And we have to remind them that they're not professional soccer players yet, but they don't have any problem utilizing or really implementing what they learned during the week. And so that is really what comprises, and we have this cool thing that I'm excited about, that if you're able to demonstrate sort of what you have learned, you're able to get it patched too.
Right, and I think we have some images from the program here showing up, and it looks like the kids are,
Yeah.
that's your SLU, you're at SLU, because I see the Billiken there.
Yep, that's our dribble program, and SLU has been an excellent partner for our soccer dribble for the last 3 years. Mike McGinty, the coach of the SLU men's basketball, or soccer team, excuse me. This is our poetry slam with one of our kids locally representing Scores and something that he wrote. All of it is original pieces,
Right,
all of it. And you would be surprised, like, our kids are very insightful. They know what's going on. And I love the poetry component because it gives them an opportunity to really express themselves. Everybody's trying to be the next American Idol or, you know, The Voice, but our kids have something to say.
Right.
And so it's really exciting. Again, getting ready to compete for a game at one of the local venues.
And you briefly mentioned SLU, but I know you had a great event in the past few weeks trying to break a Guinness Book of World Records.
Craziness,
Okay.
Melanie, craziness. And so we were trying to link together to break the World Guinness Book of Records for how many dribblers could dribble a soccer ball consecutively in multi-cities.
Okay.
And, you know, and look, we tried our best to bring people together. And you know what? St. Louis was crazy enough to come and break the record. Last year, I think it was a little under 1,900 right before it got started. When it was over 2,000 collectively throughout the country. And everybody, LA synced up together, Cleveland synced up together, Texas synced up, in St. Louis, and we dribbled consecutively, and we did break the record. This year, we attempted to do the same thing, but it's more, it's not necessarily about the dribble. More importantly, it's about bringing people together to learn more about the agency, but also to dribble for a cause. You know, the bounce houses were going. St. Louis University has been a wonderful partner. The soccer team, the men's soccer team has been wonderful. The student rec team came out to do dribble exercises with our kids, and it's just been a wonderful experience, and we look forward to year 4. And someone said, "Are we going to break it again next year?" I said, "I don't know.
I think that nice connection with SLU is that, I mean, even though, I mean, I think all programs try to get you to college eventually, and that's not the main goal of this program, but just that collaboration with SLU helps the children interact with college-age students, gets them on a campus.
Absolutely. Well, it was the first time for a lot of our kids that they were even on campus.
Right.
And they were saying, what's this? And, you know, the teachers are telling them, the coaches are telling them, this is a college university, but being able to connect soccer with academic success or life after high school, or being able to give them the possibility or the hope that they could be the first generation to graduate college or to attend in their family, again, takes it out of the arena of soccer and puts it more into that young person becoming a success story.
Well, coming up next on City Corner, we're going to continue talking to America's Scores, and we're going to focus on the poetry part because we've been so excited about soccer, so please stay tuned.
Now it's time for This Week in Bad Stats.
Bad stats?
Horrible stats. Here goes. 132.
That's how many batters struck out 4 times in one game last season.
Wow, very good. Here's a tough one, though. 3 and 4.
No idea.
That's how many kids witness bullying. 3 out of 4.
That's not a good stat.
No, it's not, but it can change. Kids want to help, but they don't know how. Visit stopbullying.gov and give them the tools they need to help prevent bullying.
There are plenty of safe ways kids can help at stopbullying.gov.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Welcome home, man.
Lead paint poisoning affects 1 million children today. If you're pregnant or have young children and your home was built before 1978, you could be at risk. Learn how to protect your family. To find your home's danger zones, the health effects, or just to find help, log on to leadfreekids.org.
Welcome back to City Corner. Today we're talking with America's Scores and its Executive Director, John Suggs. Well, I think we spent a lot of that first part talking about soccer, so let's get to the poetry and the literacy part. Talk with me a little bit about, I know poetry slams are very popular with this age group, so talk a little bit about the poetry slams and how kids get prepared for them and what they actually do.
Absolutely. You know, one of the reasons why we focused on poetry, words are powerful. Words create, words shape, and they change. And the thought behind poetry is if these kids are expressing themselves, this way on the soccer field, what would happen if they expressed themselves a certain way in a classroom setting, and what's going on the inside, and more importantly, how they perceive the world that they live in, the communities that they live in, and the families that they're a part of. And so the poetry component of the program focuses on that. There is technique, but a lot of it is left to interpretation. And our writing coaches work with our kids. They have journals. They get inspired by a question of the day. They get inspired by going out and looking at the community around them. And then it all comes to a culmination where they gain enough courage to present that work in front of an audience of people staring at you during a poetry slam. The other thought to that too, Melanie, is about literacy. We know that so many of our kids are not at reading level proficiency for certain grades. And again, the poetry, the vocab that's needed for certain activities that we do, or the sentence structure that's needed, all helps again aid to what that English teacher, the vocab teacher is doing in class to help that. And so it all comes together. It's a big show, red carpet. They come out. No one's snapping. I guess they are, but maybe not. But a lot of people are clapping, and there's some deep stuff that will move you to tears when our kids get to sharing. You don't think that they are seeing, hearing, feeling the world around them, but when it comes out during a poetry slam of their original writings, people are inspired to want to do better.
And I think we had some kids make it to nationals last year, and hopefully again this year.
Yes, National does this symposium of a national poetry slam where all of the affiliates bring sort of their top talent. And again, last year, St. Louis rocked the house. Our kids are so talented in this city and county, and we were able to bring that to New York for the National Poetry Slam. And our kids were able to compete. They had different structures and prize sets. But more importantly, I think the exposure of hopping on the plane, going out to New York,
of all places,
and being able to see the world open up because of your poem, I think is something really special. And our kids to this day are still talking about it. The families talk about it. We had the soccer dribble, and our families were telling me about, how their son or their daughter is not the same person as a result of being able to express themselves.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, do the kids age out then, since you said you're only elementary, after 5th grade or 6th grade?
Yeah, the kids aren't necessarily aging out, but we do follow them in a sense when they leave our program and go to maybe one of the sister schools in the neighborhood. Our intention going forward in growing the agency is to really take a look at continuation of services to that young person. And so what would happen if we followed that young person from elementary school to the middle school that they were feeding into to the high school?
Right. Well, and I think, and it's really interesting as I'm getting all into your personal business, but when you were telling the story about you're going to school in Philly. So if you want to briefly tell that, because hopefully people know about that program.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Originally I'm from Philadelphia. Born and raised on a playground. No, I won't go into that for you guys. But I'm originally from Philadelphia, and in the 3rd grade, my life changed dramatically when our teachers told us to make sure that our parents showed up to the gym the next morning for a very important announcement. That's all we got. I took that home, told my mom. She thought I was in trouble, and I assured her that I wasn't. We come in the gym the next morning, and the gym is literally littered with camera crews. Something out of CNN. Reporters, dignitaries, officials. One couple comes up to the stage, to the platform, and they make the announcement very crystal clear that if your son or your daughter graduates from high school, we will pay full tuition to any college or university of their choice that they want to go to, books, boarding included. And we were known that day as the Say Yes Education kids. Out of that classroom, about 34 of us, 75% graduated from high school. And out of that group, nearly all of us got a college education. And so I use that work to inspire me to do what I'm doing now. It's not a job, honestly. You can't get paid for what you're worth, essentially. But if you could use your life to change your life, sort of has been my motto. then it makes the work that I do at America Scores all the more worth it. And I'm a product of this. I still call Miss Toll, and I'm going to be letting her know we need a donation at America Scores soon. But she's been instrumental, and also mentors that you have. I was raised a single parent on welfare, mom. My brother and I, and many a days, education was the priority, no matter what. And after-school programs similar to Scores was the priority. And here we are years and years later doing this full circle in St. Louis is nothing short of just a blessing and a calling for me. And I'm excited to be here.
Right. Well, I think the backstory there is just so important because it shows the passion that you bring to the organization and the position.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And we got lots of work to do. I'm one of many unsung heroes in the classrooms, you know, or in the hallways, or crossing guards, or you know, you run the gamut. There are a lot of people doing a lot of great work for young people. The thing that I want to make sure that we communicate, whether or not it's Scores or other great agencies serving our young people, one organization can't do it by themselves.
Right.
You know, we need the help of everybody. Teachers need the help of parents. Parents need the help of agencies. Superintendents need the help of all kinds of folks. And if America Scores can be seen as a continuation of the academic day rather than sort of this after-school model, then and serve more kids, then I know the poetry, the soccer, the service learning, all those things can have another young person sitting on this couch telling his or her story years from now.
Right. And this isn't your first foray into the St. Louis community. You worked with Big Brothers Big Sisters when you were here, the last tour of duty, I guess.
I know, right? I originally came through working with the YMCA of Greater St. Louis in urban services, but my life professionally changed working with Becky James Hatter at Big Brothers Big Sisters, who is the top CEO in that network, and just a fine person and leader in this city. And a little like boot camp, Fortune 500 mixed in with a presidential campaign sort of work environment. But she is passionate about what she does, and that passion was contagious with me even. And those 4 years, we recruited volunteers, we set records, we won awards, and even with that same passion, I want to take to American Scores St. Louis. And really change the lives. It's like, you know, you get this question like, what if, what if, what if? And I'm crazy enough to believe, what if?
Right.
You know, what if our kids could be the next Oprah? Or what if our kids...
We have a few more images here.
Yeah, what if our kids could get out there and have healthy lifestyles through soccer or self-expression? These kids are talented, and they're beautiful on the inside and outside. But once they get on stage, once they light up, once those cameras and lights come on, you really see America Scores, the program impact that it's had on young people.
Well, I know one of the things, in order to run a program, you need money.
Yes.
And you have a great fundraiser, Celebrity Voices.
Celebrity Voices.
So you could talk a little bit about that for us.
Yeah, Celebrity Voices is one of those unique programs like the Dribble, fundraisers like the Dribble, that it's going to happen in April 2014. We're planning it now. We're trying to get some big acts, and I think we'll be very successful, but also to get celebrity voices, whether or not it's a teacher, whether or not it's a principal, a corporate leader. Everybody has poetry or work that has inspired them. And people get up there and they read their work, a poem that they were moved by as a young person or moved by as an adult, mixed in with some of our kids performing, silent auction, for like one of those dress-up events, and everyone comes down, and it really is a wonderful, wonderful evening. And so that event is happening in April. Our kids will be featured sort of with these video interviews, if you will, about how the program has changed their life. And so that event also will get bigger and better too.
Well, we just have a few minutes left, but I wanted to at least give you an opportunity. I usually ask people kind of how will you define success in 5 years for America Scores, if you had to?
The word for me that stands out the minute you said that was impact. I don't know that we're successful if our kids aren't graduating and going on and having that experience after high school. And I think what we want to be known for is not just the soccer program or the literacy program, but want to be known for graduating kids from school too. And we want kids to get there on time. We want kids to stay in school. We want kids to graduate. We want truancy to be lowered, or classroom behavior to be, problems to be lowered. And so I really want us in the future to be an extension of the academic day, if you will, that each program of SCORES, America SCORES St. Louis, looks different in each school because it aligns themselves to what that principal or that teacher needs to get his or her kids successful into the next level.
Right, and so part of your growth for the next few years hopefully will be expanding to more schools in the St. Louis area.
Expansion, growth, clear measurable outcomes.
You're so talking like Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Yeah, I know, right? that it's all
That
in the
is-
message, the clear
yes,
measurable outcomes, and it really how do we change the lives of young people is really what we're after at America SCORES. Our board is phenomenal. They will hang up banners, but they will also challenge each other to do their very best, all for kids.
Right, and in closing, I just want to make sure if you can give the website address, so for people who want more information about the program, where do they go?
Absolutely. You can go log on to www.americascores.org. And you can see all the affiliates, but if you go to the affiliate section, tap on St. Louis, and you'll be able to see all the wonderful things that the St. Louis office is doing. If you're a Google person, just Google America SCORES St. Louis, and it'll come up, and it'll tell you about the dribble, our programs, if you're interested in having us at that school, and even it'll let you know about the special fundraisers coming up.
Well, great. Well, I think we have had kind of a great conversation about America SCORES. Feel like we could go on forever,
Yes.
but please, I encourage all of our viewers to go out, check out the website, and support America SCORES, and see you next time on City Corner.